Ruthven's Megan Augusta took home an Olympic silver medal from the 2018 Winter Games in South Korea, her fourth medal as an Olympian. The Canadian national women's hockey team lost the Olympic gold medal game in a shootout to the United States by a score of 3-2. Overall, Team Canada brought home a record high 29 Olympic medals with 11 gold, 8 silver, and 10 bronze. Meanwhile, back in Canada, Olympic bronze medalist and world champion swimmer Kylie Moss of LaSalle was in fine form at the 2018 U Sports Swimming Championships in Toronto. Overall, Moss set 4 new U Sports records in the 50, 100, and 200 backstroke, while also setting a new standard in the 100 butterfly with a time of 56.52. The Windsor Lancers track and field teams both reached the podiums on the men and women's side of the team event at the OUA Track and Field Championships this weekend at Dennis Farrell Fieldhouse. The Lancer women's team won the OUA silver medal by scoring a total of 127 points. Windsor was led by a pair of double gold medal performances, first by Kelsey Bockel on the track in the 300 and 600, and then in the field by Sarah Mitten, who dominated the thrower circle, striking gold in both the shot put and weight throw event. Meanwhile, in the men's competition, the Lancers took home their only gold medal in the OUA Championships in the 4x2 100-meter relay and snatched the OUA team bronze away from York by a mere half point, 99.5 to 99. In the OCAA, the St. Clair Saints women's volleyball team won the bronze medal at the 2018 OCAA Championships this past weekend up in Scarborough. The Saints beat the Centennial Colts but lost to Humber before defeating the Sheridan Bruins in the 5th set, 3-2. And in the OHL, the Windsor Spitfires took on the Erie Otters in a Sunday afternoon game at the WFCU Center on Your TV Windsor. Prior to the game, Taylor Hall's number 4 jersey was retired and sent up into the rafters at the WFCU Center. After trailing 1-0 early, the Spits would rally and won 7-3 over the Otters. Mike DiPietro earned his 80th career win in net for the Windsor Spitfires. The SWASA Boys Basketball Championships were last week, and WEXA had an impressive 6-0 in those 6 SWASA games. And Dave Lenny, the co-convener of WEXA Boys Basketball, here to tell us a little bit about what we can expect at OFSA from our senior boys teams.
At minimum, we have 6 SWASA champions this year out of a possible 6, which is really an excellent thing to have.
Absolutely. The AAA OFSA tournament, the biggest tournament in OFSA for boys basketball, that's in Windsor, March 5th through 7th. We could have 2 teams, but right now we've got the Kennedy Clippers. They've been on the tier, been in the medal hunt in previous years in AA and then of course in AAA. Overall, quickly, what do you think they can do in the AAA tournament?
It'll be hard to see. I really don't know how it's going to play out, Brett, but they have a chance to do something. Again, in OFSA, one of the most important things, and I know you probably agree with this, is the seeding.
Yes, it makes a big difference.
And if you're a 1 to say 6, I always say you got a really good chance. If you're after that a 7, it gets a little more difficult.
Draw.
It gets difficult because you're going to have to beat good teams to play better teams. And whether this and the seeding, to be honest with you, I think we can both agree is usually pretty accurate. Like there's a lot of situations where very few situations I can see where a 1 seed was knocked out early or a 2 seed was. So that's something that's got to be looked at. So when the brackets come out, and as Brett mentioned on ofsa.on.ca, you'll get a better gauge of where I can see them. But I think Kennedy will have a good chance to medal.
Glenn Mills, the president and head coach of the Essex Ravens, in studio today.
We had 22 out of the 34 WEX All-Stars were Ravens football players.
Might as well be your first team offense and defense, right?
So we put 7 guys on Team Ontario.
Wow.
We put 4 guys on the Spalding Cup, which is U16. We had 1 guy represent our organization on Team Canada and won a national championship with Team Canada against the USA. So, you know what, overall, outstanding. It's an outstanding season, yeah.
Some very exciting news coming from the OPFL. You guys are going to have the championship games, the triple header championship games on July 28th. That's got to be an exciting time for the program to host the OPFL championship.
It is. You know what? We're incredibly excited. AAA division is here. You know what? That'll be some very, very good football.
Yes.
The teams that make that championships will be, and I think, realistically, we have a very, very good shot. Our Bantam team is outstanding. It's going to be interesting to see where our junior team is. We have a lot of kids moving up from that junior team that went to the championship last year, although we do have half the roster back. So it'll be interesting to see where they are. Now, varsity, with the kids moving up and the kids we have returning, we only graduated 7 players last year. Wow. So, we graduated a few outstanding players, but we have a tremendous group of kids coming back, and then with the kids coming in, we should be right there.
The St. Clair Saints women's volleyball team earned their first OCAA medal in 21 years this past weekend, picking up the OCAA bronze in Scarborough. And Jimmy L. Turk and team captain Taylor Fitzgerald here to talk a little bit about that. Thank you for joining the show, and congratulations on your bronze medal.
Thank you.
When that final point hits the floor, Taylor, and you realize that you guys had won the OCAA bronze medal, what were some of your emotions? Who did you hug first? What do you remember?
When it finally happened, all I wanted to do was just get everyone into like one big hug. It wasn't necessarily one person that I went to, but I wanted that so badly for everyone that I just wanted to make sure everyone was right there, make sure that they see everyone's faces and realizing what they actually accomplished.
Jimmy, it was very emotional for you as well. An OCAA bronze in your first 3 years here, in first medal in 21 years. What does that mean for you as a coach to be able to take this team to this part?
Yeah, I think it helps the program moving forward, and I think it catapults us into the upper echelon of teams in the league and keeps us there.
This week's In the Zone moment brought to you by the Zone Bar and Grill inside Breakaway Gaming Center on the corner of Crawford and Wyandotte in Windsor goes to Shannon Kennedy of the St. Clair Saints. She became the OCAA women's basketball all-time leading scorer, finishing with 1,401 points, and now she's off to the OCAA championships with the Saints for the final time. Congrats on a fantastic career, Shannon, and here's to your In the Zone moment.